Welcome! Today I have prepared 7 unknown zombie movies and series. Are you ready? Here we go! The film State of Emergency follows a young man named Jim, who finds himself at the center of a localized apocalypse. The story begins with a catastrophic incident at a chemical plant in a small American town. A toxic leak triggers an outbreak, transforming residents into aggressive, uncontrollable beings resembling zombies. Jim loses his fiancée at the onset of the chaos and is left isolated and alone. He takes refuge in an abandoned barn where he struggles to survive while avoiding contact with the infected. The film focuses not only on Jim's fight against the creatures, but also on his inner turmoil as he grapples with the challenges of solitude and the decisions required to stay alive and sane. Eventually, Jim picks up a radio signal from other survivors, offering him a glimmer of hope and a chance to escape isolation. He finds a small group of people hiding in a nearby house, and together they attempt to adapt to their grim new reality. Along the way, they face mutual distrust and the constant danger posed by the infected outside. The movie explores themes of fear and humanity amidst total chaos. Conflicts arise between the characters, as each reacts differently to the stress and external threats. State of Emergency is more of a dramatic story about people in extreme conditions than a traditional zombie horror. The film Contracted, directed by Eric England, offers a disturbing and unique take on the body horror genre, blending elements of psychological drama with horror metaphors. The story centers on Samantha, a young woman whose life takes a dramatic turn after a party. She becomes a victim of assault and begins to notice alarming symptoms of a strange and destructive disease resembling an unusual sexually transmitted infection. These changes gradually transform her body into something terrifying and inhuman. The plot delves into themes of denial, social isolation, and vulnerability. Samantha's transformation is portrayed not only as physical horror, but also as a symbol of personal disintegration, giving the film a particularly resonant undertone. Najara Townsend's performance deserves special recognition, as she captures the full emotional spectrum of her character, from fear to despair. On one hand, the film intrigues with its original interpretation of zombie and infection themes. However, the confinement of the disease to the protagonist, despite her interactions with others, diminishes the sense of a broader threat. Some of Samantha's decisions also come across as illogical, making it occasionally difficult for viewers to empathize. It is a story of physical and emotional decay, leaving a bitter aftertaste and provoking questions about personal responsibility and choice. We Are Zombies, created by the RKSS Collective, known for the cult hits Turbo Kid and Summer of '84, is an unconventional blend of zombie comedy, satire, and absurd action. Set in a world where zombies coexist with humans, without craving brains and living lives that resemble normalcy, the film uses its premise to deliver sharp social commentary on the zombies' rights and societal roles under constant scrutiny. The story revolves around a trio of misfits: Carl, an unlucky geek, his wrestling-obsessed friend Freddie, and Carl's tech-savvy sister Maggie. In a bid to make quick cash, the group poses as agents for a corporation that cares for zombies, only to find themselves entangled in a grand conspiracy involving the company and a mysterious figure known as the Queen of the Dead. The film's highlights include its striking visual aesthetic, expertly crafted practical effects, and inventive, brutal action sequences. The climactic final act, filled with bloody confrontations, is sure to delight horror fans. However, the humor proves polarizing. Not all jokes land, and some gags feel overly caricatured. We Are Zombies is a fun and bloody experiment that, despite its flaws, offers plenty of memorable moments. It's perfect for those who appreciate an offbeat take on the zombie comedy genre and are willing to overlook some missteps for the sake of originality. The film Dead Shack, directed by Peter Rick, is a bold Canadian horror comedy with a nostalgic 80s vibe, blending elements of zombie movies and family dramas. The story follows a group of teenagers spending the weekend at a remote cabin with their carefree, hard-drinking parents. Their peace is soon shattered when they discover their neighbors are cannibals, feeding unsuspecting victims to their zombie family members. The teens, being the only sober and clear-headed ones, must take matters into their own hands. The film is packed with dark humor and gory scenes, while also highlighting amusing family and teen dynamics. At its core is the relationship between the protagonist, Jason, and his friends, adding a touch of heart to the story. A standout is Donovan Stinson's portrayal of the reckless father, whose comedic moments bring a unique charm to the film. Despite its low budget and modest special effects, Dead Shack shines with its energy, nostalgic atmosphere, and clever take on horror cliches. If you're looking for something fun yet dark for an evening watch, Dead Shack is a great choice for a group of friends or fans of late-night cult horror. Night of the Living Deb is a refreshing entry in the zombie comedy genre, blending humor, romance, and undead chaos in a unique way. Directed by Kyle Rankin, the film follows Deb, an awkward and quirky protagonist played brilliantly by Maria Thayer, who finds herself in the middle of a zombie apocalypse after a one-night stand with Ryan, Michael Cassidy, a charming yet uptight man. The film distinguishes itself by flipping traditional gender roles. Deb is the confident, resourceful, and witty lead, while Ryan often comes across as more hesitant and rigid. This dynamic adds a fresh layer to their chemistry as they navigate their escape from a zombie-infested Portland, Maine. The comedic timing of the cast, especially Ray Wise and Chris Marquette in supporting roles, enhances the film's charm, with standout moments involving clumsy attempts at zombie disposal and quirky character interactions. While it draws comparisons to classics like Shaun of the Dead, Night of the Living Deb avoids feeling derivative by injecting heartfelt humor and creative storytelling. Its fast pace and engaging script, penned by Andy Seltzer, keep the audience entertained, although some minor characters and subplots feel underdeveloped. Nevertheless, its blend of satire, romance, and horror make it a standout in the often oversaturated zombie comedy subgenre. This movie is a delightful watch for fans of lighthearted horror with a comedic twist, showcasing that even amidst apocalyptic chaos, there's room for humor and romance. Mads is an unconventional horror thriller directed by David Moreau that immerses viewers in the atmosphere of a mad night, shot in a single-take format. The protagonist, Romain, under the influence of drugs, becomes entangled in a series of nightmarish events after encountering a wounded woman by the roadside. The film skillfully combines horror, mysticism, and social commentary, building tension further enhanced by its unique cinematography. A standout feature of the film is its one-shot structure, which amplifies the sense of presence and chaos. This technical approach adds dynamism, but can occasionally overwhelm the audience due to its intensity. The narrative focuses on a limited circle of characters, allowing for a deeper exploration of their emotions, although critics found the protagonist, Romain, less compelling than his companions. Mads masterfully plays on the fear of the unknown, introducing elements of a viral zombie apocalypse while avoiding traditional explanations of the events. This makes the film a fresh entry in the genre, where horror often intersects with dark humor and social themes. Viewers praise the tension, style, and bold storytelling, even if the structure feels more like a technical experiment than an essential narrative tool. It is a vivid example of how the horror genre can evolve while remaining engaging and unpredictable. Recommended for fans of psychological thrillers and cinematic experimentation. Fear the Walking Dead. Dead in the Water is a thriller horror miniseries set in the confined spaces of the USS Pennsylvania submarine. The story unfolds during the early days of the zombie apocalypse, focusing on Riley, a weapons officer, as he grapples with the drama of infection spreading among the crew. Viewers are immersed in a tense atmosphere of claustrophobia, where every move could be fatal. The series' standout feature is its unique concept. Set entirely underwater, it diverges from the typical scenarios of the franchise. Riley, portrayed by Nick Stahl, faces not only physical threats but also internal conflicts as he struggles to maintain his humanity under extreme conditions. The submarine serves as a microcosm, reflecting the brutality of the outside world. Dead in the Water acts as a prequel to Fear the Walking Dead, shedding light on the backstory of one of its antagonists. This adds depth to the main series, making it essential viewing for devoted fans. However, it also remains accessible to new viewers with its self-contained, survival-focused narrative. Thanks for watching. Subscribe